we realised that the things that were being said about us in the media were wrong, but we didn't know enough about each other to speak up. We worked together as activists, as ATD Fourth World activists, but we didn't socialise or meet each other otherwise. And so ATD Fourth World set up a residential in the setting of the house in Surrey, which is called Frimhurst, for us to spend time talking to each other about our lives. And what we discovered is how much we actually contribute. Almost every headline we could counter with an example of what people do. We're not scroungers, we do contribute. We have different actions that we take within our community. One young man mentors younger boys in his rugby club. My daughter is a carer. Someone else was working in a charity shop. A couple were looking after an elderly lady whose services were no longer providing enough for her. And at the end of this, we had a list written up of what we do. And the young man who mentors in the rugby club said, it's all very well we know this, but other people don't know it. How do we tell them who and what we are? And that began a series of residentials for us to be able to have professional photographs taken, to write texts about what we do in our lives. What are the roles that we play in our family, in our community, and in political fields? What do we do? It began with that. It grew into an art exhibition. And it evolved further because the exhibition was never taken out without the people who were part of the exhibition going with it. And people would say, oh, that's your photograph, and you say you do this, how do you do that? We had opportunities to speak to people, to put a face and a voice to the photograph and the text. And then because there was a wider interest in that project, we started to get together in groups, not only ourselves, but other groups of people who are fighting poverty, living in poverty, and travel with the exhibition, but as a way of poverty experts, giving people a chance not to see professional poverty experts, but the people who live it and talk to us on a human level. And it's amazing how little people really knew about what life in poverty means. For example, we use the word sanctions, people being sanctioned. If you miss appointments at the benefits office, if you're late, if you phone in sick and the message doesn't get to where it goes, all of your benefits are stopped, all of them. You are left destitute until it's sorted out. And that's sanctions. But when it's read in the newspaper that people have been sanctioned, they think we've been told off. We've not been told off. We've been left to rely on food banks or starve. It's such an injustice. It's impossible to believe how unjust it is. But it's important that we are able to show the general public that a person in benefits isn't a person sitting watching television 24 hours a day, isn't someone with nothing to offer, isn't someone that refuses the opportunities to contribute. Often milestones are put in our way and that stops us. Again and again and again, the attempts of people in poverty to contribute are held back by the criteria by which they have to live to meet the means to get their benefits, or to get help from social services, or to get help from other organisations. And what's not recognised at all is, what is that loss? What is lost, not just to the individual, but to the wider community, to the world? We have something to give, and we should be able to give it.